Alright, so this 6-year-old controller got everything that the new DualSense Edge controller gonna have that's releasing next year in 2023. And this controller is so premium and it's almost 6-year-old because it got released in 2017. It has all the bells and whistles, back buttons, profiles, and so many modes that not even the DualSense Edge controller gonna have. So in this video, I'm gonna be showing you everything about this controller. I will give you a full review, features, build, design, connectivity, and all of the things. And this controller is 6-year-old. I cannot believe that. So I'm gonna be starting with this design. So you see the touch bar have really small PlayStation logos, and again, this controller got released in 2017. And the DualSense Edge controller is coming up in 2023. It's gonna have the same feature, like the design. So enough of that. So let's talk about the build quality of that controller, the one I'm holding in my hand. So I'm gonna compare it with the DualSense controller. So this controller is a little bit bigger than the DualSense controller that's gonna be the PS5 controller. So if you have bigger hand, it's good for you, but smaller hands, I wouldn't recommend that. And I know my controller is looking kind of rusty because again, it's 6-year-old controller. So the buttons are really good. So I love this part of this controller. So L1, R1 are not the rubber buttons. These are actual clicky buttons. I don't know what to call them, but those are so premium. The design looks pretty good. And also the back buttons, these are also the clicky type of back buttons. Like, those are not pedals. These are actual buttons on the back, super responsive. And the controller, like design wise, looks so premium. And again, the weight of the controller is kind of a light, but there's one thing. You get these weight adjustment with the controller. So you can add the weight, you can remove the weight to adjust the weight, according to your, to your need or whatever you call it. There's some keys that required. I kind of lost it. Again, 6-year-old controller, I lost it, that's why. So apart from that, the touch bar is also so good. It's pretty good. I mean, for a controller that got released in 2017, there's really good controller. And the design, like I said, it's so premium, and the rubber texture feels so good in the hand. And this piano finish on the front, totally love it. So this controller got everything that a modern pro controller has in 2022 or 2003. And let's talk about the features of this controller. So again, this controller gets the back button, and there's a profile button on the back. So profile number 1 is going to be your normal PlayStation controller with the light blue. But if you put to number 2, slide the profile to number 2, it's going to enable the pro features of the controller, including the back buttons and all the pro features, the profiles and stuff like that. And if you click the profile button, you can actually see the profile on the front. So 1 profile, 2nd profile, 3 profile, and 4th profile, small LEDs, gonna show you what profile you're in. And apart from that, there's also a PC mode in there. If you slide it to the PC one, it's gonna turn purple, and that will be the PC mode. And the buttons are actually pretty good, and the function buttons, not function buttons, the main PlayStation buttons are kind of bigger than the normal DualSense controller, but it works. They're so easy to click. And let's talk about the connectivity of the controller. So when you plug in the controller, there's an app for this controller called Nikon Revolution Pro Controller app. So when you connect the controller, you get to choose from 2 options. If you wanna do the PS4 mode or the PC mode. Both are different modes, can be selected by the slider on the controller, but also on the app. So you can customize every single thing, including the stick response curve. You can edit literally every single thing on this controller, literally a small detail of the sticks as well. If you want to change that, and you can load up to 4 profiles. You can download the profiles from the internet as well. And on the PC mode, again, the same thing. You can customize the buttons. You can do all kinds of mappings, and the triggers, actually you can do that. If you want to change the triggers, the R1 and R2, that kind of stuff. And also there's the main feature, the back button. You can customize those back button from this mapping option. So there's M1, M2, M3, M4. Those are the back buttons. And you can also choose what kind of direction pad you want. You want 4-way or you want 8-way. That is pretty impressive for the controller that is almost 6-year-old. So apart from that, the main question people are going to be asking me is that, is it compatible with the PS5? So the answer is actually yes and no, because the controller works flawlessly with, like, with the PS5. Like, as you can see, I have connected the controller with the PS5. I'm gonna use it and it is working. And my answer is yes and no, because it works with the PS5. I mean, PS4, it works flawlessly, but with the PS5 you can only play the PS4 games. Let's say if I want to play Witcher 3, that's like, the PS4 version, I can play it with this controller. But if I want to play the PS5 version games, like, PS5 exclusive games such as God of War Ragnarok or any next gen game, the PS5 version of the game, it's not gonna support. It will say PS5 games cannot be played with this connected controller, and that kind of sucks. I'm pretty sure a lot of people are gonna say, what's the use of it? So I'm gonna say, if you want to have a controller for PS5, there's not a controller for you. Just like, just use something that's gonna work with the PS5 games. But for the PC players and PS4 players, it's a bargain. Like, for right now you can get this controller for like $100, and I bought this for 200, I believe. But still, really good controller, and this has everything that a DualSense Edge controller gonna have in 2023. So that's the video. And again, kind of rusty controller because I bought it in like 2017, and really old controller, and I never used it and it just got dirty by itself. So anyway, this is the video about this controller I wanted to show you guys, and I hope you guys enjoyed this video. If you did, make sure to hit that thumbs up and subscribe for more tech related content, and I will catch you guys in the next one. Peace out.